Salams and welcome. Marriage is a relationship and divorce is a pain. And we are busy today with E is for empathy, and E also stands for eternity. How do you want to spend eternity with your partner? And I always tell my clients when they come into my practice with regard to marriage problems, I said, if you remember the 3-6-6-6-6, the first 6 months are very critical. Okay? If you can manage the first 6 months, then you can survive the next 6 years. If you can manage the first 6 years, you can survive the next 16 years. If you can manage 16 years, you can survive for the next 60 to 70 years. So take it in stages. 6 months, 6 years can take it to 16 years. Once you're the 16 years, that can take you to the next 60 years. So that can take you to eternity. But today we are talking about empathy. Empathy means, sometimes we tend to take our partner for granted. The husband takes the wife for granted. The husband says, I've been working hard all day. What have you been doing all day? You've been doing nothing all day. And then the wife says, I've been working so hard. What have you been doing? You're just going to job every day. So in order for us to avoid arguments and to understand our partner better, we must put ourselves in one another's shoes. Try and see the world from that person's point of view. If we see the world from that person's point of view, this is known as empathy. That means, do you know what difficulty that person is going through? And this is not only between husband and wife. Try and think of your staff. If you've got some staff working for you, try and figure out what difficulty that staff got. Maybe they've got problems at home. Maybe they've got work problems. Maybe there's a sick person at home. Maybe they've got an elderly person they look after. If you're a teacher, have empathy for your students. Why is that student struggling with learning? Do they have problems at home? Maybe that student is an orphan. Maybe they've got domestic problems at home. So empathy means try and see things from that person's point of view. Try and be compassionate. Try and be understanding. So let's go through empathy. So Richard Carlson, the PhD, has this fabulous quote to say, the next time you find yourself in an argument, whenever you go into an argument, rather than defending your position, that's ego, rather than defending your position, see if you can see the position from the other point of view. Put yourself into that person's shoes, okay? I always ask, have you walked a mile in another person's shoes? Then please don't judge me. You don't know what I'm going through. Elke huis het sy kruis. Every person has got a burden. No one can tell me that they haven't gone through suffering. You've either lost someone you love, your parents, your grandparents, or your best friend, or your siblings. You know someone you've lost. COVID, we've all lost someone in COVID. No one can tell me that they don't know of someone that they remember who died during COVID. So you know if someone is going through illness. Maybe you are going through illness. Maybe you got money problems. Maybe you can't pay your debts or your bills. Maybe you're living in an unsafe area, or maybe you got problems of addiction in your house, or gambling in your house, or maybe you got an illness, a chronic illness. Maybe there's deafness or blindness or disability. There's so many things going on. So people are suffering. So we need to understand what they're going through, have empathy for them, understand what they're going through. Be a compassionate human being, be a kind human being, be a loving human being. Do random acts of kindness. Even the animals are suffering. And we see so many people, so many kind people, they look after the animals. They pick up the helpless animals. They look after the homeless people. So we need to be kind human beings. Have empathy for the suffering. It's winter now. How many people are suffering with the winter? And that is why Muslims primarily, but even the Christians, Muslims give out free blankets during winter. We call it the winter blanket drive. We give out thousands and thousands of blankets in South Africa. We give out thousands and thousands of free meals because it is our duty as Muslims to look after the poor, the widows, the orphans. It doesn't matter what your religion is or what your race is. You can be black, white, Indian, colored. You can be Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Tamil. You can be an atheist. You can be a Buddhist. It doesn't matter. If you are suffering, we're going to help you. This is empathy. So in marriage, you must also have empathy. So part of that empathy, just having a bit of a difficulty with the back today because in winter it's a bit of a problem, but let me get through this book. I must figure out some other way of, you see, I can't bend my neck down every time. If I bend my neck down, it's caused me problems in my spine, but my book is here. I must try and get something that I can read from there, in front of me. If I can read from something there, because I'm not allowed to move my neck like this. And today but let me just try and get through this. I apologize. So, let me just try and lift this book up. If I lift it up, I can't hold it. Let me just try. Let's just get through this. Today is empathy. Okay. So next time you find, empathy simply means that you try and understand what the other person is going through. In other words, don't judge a person unless you have walked a mile in their shoes. Many problems among couples occur because they take their partner for granted. Husbands take their wife for granted and expect them to do the regular chores like superwoman and never complain. As many husbands, they do that. You must just do whatever needs to be done, like as if the woman is a superwoman, and that's not fair. But on the other hand, similarly, some wives take their husbands for granted and expect them to work and bring home the income like supermen and never complain. However, it sometimes helps to swap roles or to have some understanding and sympathy for your partner. A common complaint that some women have is that the husbands complain, "What have you been doing the whole day?" The husbands don't understand. A woman is having a lot of work to do. But they say, "What have you been doing the whole day?" But on closer inspection, when the husband now has empathy, he puts himself in the wife's shoes, and now he says, the husband soon realizes that the wife has to be a driver. She's taking the kids up and down to school. She's buying the groceries. She has to be the chef. She's cooking the food. She has to be an educator, sending the kids with the tuition. She has to be the buyer for the house. So then he says, okay, there's a lot of work that you have been doing. And then it's usually a full day for the wife and no rest. So the husband then has a better understanding of what the wife is going through. Whoa, yes, like man. Okay, we are just nearly finished. I'll try and finish it in another minute or so. On the other hand, when the wife realizes that the husband's work is not all that good and his boss makes his life a misery and he has to bring home so much overtime work and he has the pressures and strains of economic recession, then she will have a better appreciation for her husband. In the final analysis, empathy simply means that you honor and respect your partner for who they are and neither belittle the efforts nor make unrealistic demands for them. Okay, so we are finished now. We are finished with the word M-A.R.R.I.G. Now we're going to is A. So we're starting with I, which is the next one is called I for ice cream. But please, let me take a bit of a break today. It's a bit of a difficult time I'm having with this book. Maybe I'll try and tear these pages out from here. I'll try and figure out something easy, but maybe I'm just having a bit of a dilemma today. I apologize for that. So remember, marriage is a relationship, divorce is a pain, and a spinal problem is also a pain, so divorce is a pain, and women tend to suffer. So even though both husband and wife suffer, the women tend to suffer more. Women are very compassionate people. Martin was remember, don't break a woman's heart. The heart is a very fragile. A woman gives her whole body, mind, heart, and soul to the man. Don't break the heart of a woman. A woman gives herself. A woman is 100% invested in that relationship. She gives everything of what she has. Don't break the heart of a woman. Similarly, don't break the heart of a man. A man also gives his everything, but a woman has got EQ. A man is strong IQ, but a woman is strong EQ. A woman's heart. Woman is more strong insofar as her heart is concerned. So please remember that life is difficult, but we cope with it. We got no choice. Life can be difficult. So what? That's part of life. That's why we are on earth. We came from heaven. We didn't appreciate it. Now we are in the domain of suffering. So let's get with it. It must be stoic. Stoic means tough. When the storms of life come, and the storms are going to come, whether you like it or not. The storm can be death in the family, or your best friend can go, or it can be an illness can strike you, or a car accident, or problems in your house, or you can't pay your rent, or you've just suddenly lost your job, or your business has gone bankrupt, or something goes. Those storms are going to come. But you need to be tough. You need to be mentally strong. You need to remove the negative thinking from your brain. And you must remember, disability is not an inability. Be mentally strong. Don't quit. May your life be filled. May all that is good for you and for your family come to you in great abundance. Really, genuinely. Everything that is good, we are all suffering. So make the best prayers for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your family. May you be strong. May all that is good for you. If you're looking for a job, may you get a job. If you're looking for a marriage partner, may you get a marriage partner. May you get a fabulous marriage partner who is a delight and comfort and coolness of your eyes for you, your children, and for everybody. May you have fabulous marriage partners, because life, there's two things that are life-changing: what career you choose and who you marry. Who you marry is going to determine what's going to happen for the rest of your life. So marriage is like a 50-year deal. Imagine a 50-year deal. You're going to a deal with another. It's like you're going to a business transaction for a company for 50 years of your life. That's marriage. So the career you choose, I always tell the school children when I give career counseling lessons, choose your career very carefully and choose who you're going to marry very carefully. Those two decisions are going to determine what's going to happen for the rest of your life. If you choose to become a doctor, you're going to die as a doctor. If you choose to become a businessman, you're going to die as a businessman. Yes, in between people change their careers, but once you commit yourself to something, remember, your career is a lifetime decision, and the person you marry is a lifetime decision. Therefore, I must always pray to God. You pray to God and you praise God. Alhamdulillah, stay well. Look after yourself. With myself, I always send you with kindness and regards. Remember, keep supporting me. Thank you for your support. Subscribe. Share this knowledge with everyone. I love to share knowledge. So I'm asking you nicely, please share this knowledge with other people. Share these videos with others. Let's try and have beautiful marriages. Let's teach our children and grandchildren, before you get married, open both eyes. You see, they say, there's another fabulous quote: before you get married, open both eyes. But after you get married, close one eye. You got to overlook a lot of things. So before marriage, both eyes. After marriage, close one eye. You got to overlook a lot of things to have a happy and a successful and a beautiful and a romantic marriage. I'm old and I'm gray, but I love to talk about marriage. I still watch romance movies because I'm old, but I love romance. Stay well, look after yourself.